Hello, my name is Daniel Beamer, and this is my CTE Advanced Studies instructional video. Today, I will be teaching you how to make an effective sales pitch. Traditionally, the sales pitch is a presentation where you throw information at your customer in the hopes that the customer will take a swing at it. Now, an effective sales pitch involves a two-way conversation in which you listen to the buyer, ask questions, and use your products and services as a solution to the difficulties they are having. Any good sales pitch has to start with a strong first impression, but it is just as important for your presentation to resonate with the customer over the entire duration of the pitch. The longer you are able to keep your customer's attention, the higher your chances are of winning them over. To captivate your audience, you have to include your customer in the discussion and be prepared with buyer information for your audience. Though it may sound easy, an effective sales pitch requires lots of preparation and planning beforehand, but also a certain degree of flexibility as you adapt to the customer's wants and needs. To do this effectively, it requires years of hands-on experience in the sales field to gain practice. In order to help you construct an effective sales pitch, here are some tips that will help you seal the deal with your customer. Before you go to make your sales pitch, make sure that the person you are pitching to is the person who makes the buying decisions for the company. Even if you give the greatest pitch in the world, it doesn't matter if the company representative there isn't the person who can approve a purchase. If you can't find the decision maker in your research, then ask your company contact. Most products don't sell themselves, so you can't simply just toss out information to the buyer. You have to create a pitch. In order to create an effective pitch, you have to understand your customer, which requires numerous amounts of research. A sales pitch should be different each time you deliver it because your angle should adjust in order to relate to the customer. When conducting research, collect information regarding your potential buyer's company, industry, and competitors. Knowing these things gives you the ability to ask the right questions in order to address the business's needs and difficulties so you can maintain the buyer's intention throughout the presentation. Use the research you've done to make your product look stronger. Customers will always respond best to a product that solves a problem the company has been struggling with. As a salesperson, you should find the features and functions of your product that address the company's needs discovered in your research, and tailor your pitch to those features to pique the attention of the buyer. As you look over the research and preparation you've done, make sure that your pitch addresses potential objections in addition to how your product meets a customer's needs. The most often sales objections come from need, authority, budget, and time. In responding to customer objections, make sure to continue to highlight the value of your product to give your potential buyer confidence in his or her potential purchase. Over time, your response to objection will be based on the feedback you receive in the meetings, but customers and product research will give you the knowledge to address any possible objections. Despite all of your research and preparation, it is important not to go into a sales pitch with a script. Within your pitch, it is important to drop the script and let the buyer do most of the talking. When the buyer talks, listen and follow up with thoughtful follow-up questions. The buyer's answers will give you insight into the business's needs and allow you to understand the customer. You can then adopt your sales pitch to address what the customer says to make it sound very attractive, which will help you in closing the deal. When the pitch is winding to a close, never let the customer fully define the next step. The end to every sales pitch should finish with a call to action per se. Whether it's another meeting, a close on the sale, or a trial period, you should always complete each sales pitch with a plan to move forward. The salesperson should always be the first to make the call to action. A failure to do so could result in the pitch ending before you have reached your purpose for coming. Now that you've been given steps, you are ready to make an effective sales pitch. Once you get to set up your meeting with your buyer, don't forget to prepare. No sales pitch is easy, so when you go in unprepared, you waste your time with a long, boring, and irrelevant sales pitch that has little value to the customer. Keep your message clear and concise in order to keep the buyer's attention. Focus on addressing your buyer's needs and be ready to turn any objectives into a positive for your product. Even though the idea of a sales pitch has changed from a one-way street to a two-way street, the goal still remains to get the buyer to swing at your product.